Tonight, Donald Trump is holding a massive campaign event at a stadium in Mobile, Alabama. His staff says they are expecting 30,000 to 40,000 people. Rebecca, Alabama is not an early voting state. What is Trump doing there? What's the strategy there?
Well, you know, it's been interesting. This summer, we've seen a shift. The South has become central to the strategy of a couple of presidential candidates. Ted Cruz just wrapped up a week-long bus tour across the South, storming the South. Scott Walker has spoken repeatedly about how important the South, the so-called SEC primaries, are to him. And Alabama has seen a lot of presidential visits. Several of them this week alone. And so one of Donald Trump's former aides has made the point, look, there's a lot of military families there, a lot of conservatives who share his views on immigration, and he thinks that it'll be a receptive territory for Donald Trump, even though it's not an area he's spent a lot of time in the past.
Well, at this point, you know, we see Donald Trump packing these venues. Is this celebrity appeal, or are more and more voters identifying with elements of his message?
It's a little bit of both, it seems to be. Of course, you know, if you could kind of boil down what the formula is, why it is that Donald Trump is resonating, a lot of the other candidates would like to know what that formula is so they can adopt it. To some extent, this former aide was telling us his celebrity is getting him through the door. But in another sense, you look at the insurgent candidates this year, Ben Carson, Carly Fiorina, Donald Trump, they're the ones who seem to be catching fire and really resonating with primary voters. And so there is the message, the substance is resonating with voters, not just his celebrity.
I want to turn to the Democratic side. It seems like a lot of Hillary Clinton supporters are getting fed up with his email scandal. We saw James Carville, for instance, pop up on TV this week. Let's listen to the Ragin' Cajun.
If this is just the media doing this, why is the FBI investigating? Why is there a congressional?
First of all, did you read the Jeffrey Toobin piece in the New Yorker who says basically there's almost zero chance that she did anything that was wrong? And this always goes on in the FBI, and this goes on and on. It's never going to stop. And, you know, these people, we don't like Hillary. Why is it Paul Begay and Jim Cavell out there defending her? Why can't we just attack her like we want to? And I understand that. I've been dealing with this for 23 years now.
All right, Rebecca, what do you think about that?
You know, this is a week that we've seen a shift in how Hillary Clinton herself has responded to this email scandal, seen her being very dismissive, even making jokes about it. And it's something that's striking some of her supporters, some of her strongest defenders, as a bit tone deaf. And it's that nervousness that James Carville seems to be pushing back on. That sense, you know, there's been some discussion about how even some of her strongest supporters feel as though this scandal may harm her in the long term. We're going to be talking about these emails for some time to come. The investigation is going to continue for some time to come. And so this is a controversy that they're going to have to figure out how to discuss in a way that does not strike voters as tone deaf.
All right, Rebecca Sinderbrand in Washington, thank you.
Thank you.
And don't forget to watch Face the Nation this Sunday. John Dickerson is interviewing Republican presidential candidates, Texas Senator Ted Cruz and New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. That's this Sunday only on CBS.